My name is Campbell Macmillan. I'm a newly turned professional long driver. I am a born and bred Zimbabwean. Cut a long story short, here we are. This interview, this meeting that I am having with my social media fans, people that don't know me, people that would like to get to know me a little bit better. And what is my purpose? I think it's very important that I sit here and I can tell my story. We were brought up on farming background, and I played as a junior with my dad in Marindera Golf Club, and I had various mates that we used to play on the weekends as a four ball, and I was always a lot younger than them, but I found myself out driving them by quite some distance. And I guess over the years that becomes part of you, and you grow up and you start playing in more competitive sports. I did in the end. We left the farm and I came into Harare to play cricket actually at the time, but whenever I played golf, it was a scenario where I would outdrive people, start driving par fours. And people afterwards, they loved the culture of, I guess, jeepers, did you see Campbell hit the drive on, the sixth or whatever? And people would talk about that. So I always knew that there was a catch to golf into long drive. And then someday I just picked up a couple of clubs and played one or two games. And then I was asked by a friend of mine, a guy called Jay Saunders. I was actually on a fishing trip with my family, and basically he said to me, "Why don't you give long drive a go?" So I said, "Okay, well, cool." A month later, we had an event in Harare, which Ryan Cairns had put up, and I won that event, and that was that. I said, "Okay, well, let's just see where we go with this." We went to a few events down south in the end, and I ended up kind of 6 to 8 months into it, winning the amateur championship in Johannesburg. Came back, turned pro, and then within a year, I was the African and South African and Zimbabwean champion. But yeah, that was the basic journey of our local, when I mean local, I mean like Southern African long drive journey. But what actually ended up happening is we went to the World Championships in Mesquite, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas, in America, which was an absolute eye-opener. It was a fantastic event, and we found ourselves with some of the longest hitters in the world. And wow, it was a massive eye-opener. It was kind of difficult to sort of find our feet and realize kind of where we were and what was going on. And I got through the first round, and then I messed up in the second round. I hit an OB set, and I had a tied set as well, which didn't allow me to go through. But we decided to stay, and we did that. That was for the PLDA World Championship, and then we went to the ULD World Championship, and I kind of had made some changes with some clubs. We'd changed from Crank to Callaway. Already I had felt better with it. I felt more confident. I felt like I was hitting better. I think, I generally was a more confident athlete, and I knew kind of what was going on and the feel of the whole event. Between all that, I was able to finish up fourth, and going through some extremely, extremely long hitters. And now you realize you've got a bit of talent, and this is worth looking at, especially with long drive going on to where it is now. It is a sport which is growing extremely fast, and I guess we wanted to be part of that journey and find out where this all goes. So we got back and did some thinking, and I said to myself, well, how do you feel? I had to be very honest with myself and understand and be confident enough to know that I would be good enough to compete with those guys, having seen what they were like. I definitely know that my worth is there. And we are obviously on the chase for sponsors to try and make this happen. You know, a lot of what I'm talking about now requires that. You know, it requires a lot of money for us to get there and produce history for Zimbabwe. You know, we're a little place in the sort of southern regions of Africa, and we're off to the Big Apple. You know, we want to go right to the top, and we want to take this country's name with us. I want Natalie to come and join me here, if she would. So this is the rock. This is the foundation. This is my best friend, and probably the most patient person on the planet. Because as anyone knows, being a long driver, you're probably, you know, you're one of the hottest heads out there. So, you know, it's not easy territory for somebody to take on this this journey with me, and be part of it in such a manner that Natalie has. And, you know, like we've said to each other, she supported me right from the word go, and, you know, she's got so much more of her own life that she's helping me with as well. So, you know, without that, I wouldn't be anywhere close to this. But, you know, like I had said, is, you know, I think we're just kind of trying to figure this out and work out how we can manage our Zimbabwean life, how to manage, you know, traveling the world and being able to compete everywhere. You know, it's not only America, it's Europe. There's massive things happening in Europe. You know, Dubai, I believe that there's some tournaments that are hopefully going to be put up there, and there's so much more that I think we're wanting to do with Long Drive in terms of giving back to Zimbabwe, you know, heading for charities, all these kind of things. And Natalie and I are, you know, we're wanting to broaden the horizons of where and what we can do with Long Drive, and as opposed to it just being about medals and that, but what we can do for the community. And I'm calling out to a lot of people to be able to try and help if possible. And as I've said, you know, to make this journey possible, to make many more people's journeys possible, and hopefully we can inspire a nation to really understand that we are as good as we are. Again, you know, we need this for our pride, and I believe it can be done that way. It can be done in that magnitude, and the butterfly effect of that will hopefully ripple through to many, many more people.